Well, welcome guys to Dark Deception. And also, welcome me. I have to remind myself I get too excited about this stuff. Why you might ask? Because in this video, we're gonna delve deep into this epic of a game, talking about the lore and the protagonist and the different characters, who they are, what their secrets and past holds. And we're not gonna stop there, we will be delving deep into this bizarre world of dark deceptions. So, before we go all through that, we have to appreciate the mastermind behind this game first. I mean, come on, how can we not appreciate those geniuses behind all the scares? So, let's make a standing ovation to the epic team of Glow Stick Entertainment. Led by the one and only, shout out to you man, Vince Living. These guys aren't just game developers, they are wizards of horror, literally crafting this nightmare fuel of a game that will stick with you long after you put down the controllers. Well, at least I did. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to confess that. I mean, did you see those dang monkeys? Man. Anyway, talking about the developers, Dark Deceptions first hit screens back on 27th of September 2018. And let me tell you, it's been a wild ride ever since. With all those updates and expansions, it's like diving back into the madness all over again. And I personally can't get enough of it, and you might call me masochist. Okay, so Chapter 1 kicks off with our main man, Dog Hauser, crossing paths with a mysterious lady named Bierce. She drops some epic bombshells claiming to know all of Dog's dirty laundry and how to flip his fate upside down. Then, while Doggy Boy enters a ballroom, which is Bierce's room, he's got to go around gathering ring pieces from nightmare realms hidden in different corners of the ballroom. First stop, the coolest hotel you will ever see. After exploring and a startled bellboy monkey in an elevator, things escalate and he's tasked with collecting soul shards while dodging monsters in the maze, where the murder monkey is hot on his heels. Dog barely escaped with the first ring piece, but not without catching the attention of the owner, who is known by the name Malak, who is not too fond of Fierce clowns. Escaping the wrath of the frenzied monkeys and the threat of Malak, we go back in the ballroom. Dog meets the creepy entity, or at least an image that represents him. Anyway, that Malak dude has no filter. He's totally not shy about his disdain for Bierce, and warns Dog of the consequences. Bierce brushes it off, talking about the power of the ring and the legend surrounding it. It's all boring stuff until Dog hears, such as the ability to absorb the powers of Malak and setting himself free from this nightmarish world. And that's, my guy, the end of chapter 1. The chapter continues where the previous chapter left off, with Bierce reminding the protagonist in her ballroom on how many ring pieces they have left to collect, and then unlocking the portal to the next level. So Dog back in the nightmare realm, and guess what? Malak upped this game, throwing all sorts of obstacles in Dog's path. But Bierce hooks up Dog with this superpower that's like a turbo boost for his speed. Now he can outrun monsters and smash through those pesky red barriers like a boss. But then, out of nowhere, Bierce hits Dog with this random question about missing his school days. Like, seriously? Who even think about that stuff when you are dodging demons and collecting soul shards? And then, she goes on about the innocence and all that jazz. It's like, come on, Bierce, read the room. We're in the middle of a nightmare realm, not some therapy session. Keep it together, lady. She then nods another barrier, telling him he knows what to do. And the man, the myth, the legend enters a hallway with a crashed school bus sticking out through the left wall, and then sees a welcome sign on the wall, presumably written with someone's blood. Yikes. Dog then enters a school auditorium where Agatha, a demonic girl with long burnt arms and sharp fingers and a grinning face, teleports inside and introduces herself to Dog, referring to him as a new friend. Ah, that's oddly sweet. Anyway, and she welcomes him as a new student. She creates a welcoming party for Dog and talks a little bit before disappearing. Huh. Isn't she the sweetest? Agatha then attempts to hunt down Dog in a game of a cat and mouse. Okay, I guess being the sweetest comment before didn't really age well. Yeah, so unfortunate as they collect the soul shards in the area, Dog outruns her with his speed boost and successfully collects all the shards in the first zone of the school. As Dog heads towards the second zone after collecting about half of the shards, they find the ring altar in the middle of the schoolyard, and Pierce tells him that the ring altars will be found in the heart of every single nightmare. Dog proceeds forward and sees Malak in humanid form, laughing his ass off as he strolls across an elevated walkway above Dog as he stares at him. Entering the second zone, Agatha once again appears to greet Dog, saying it's been a while since she had played with anyone that long, but ends with saying playtime is over and she is ready to show Dog her true powers, then vanishes while laughing. Scary. Yeah, what a party pooper, Agatha. Anyway, the protagonist outwits Agatha and collects all the shards. Upon obtaining the ring piece, Agatha once again appears and berates Dog for stealing before Malak is summoned and pursues Dog in his demonic form. I mean, come on, dude, how many freaking forms do you have? Dog eventually escapes Malak and avoids the fake portals and returns to the auditorium. Agatha appears for one more time as they reach for the main door in a desperate move to stop Dog, and her boss fight begins. The protagonist outruns her and avoids the fake portals, which begin to anger her. Bierce then unlocks it, startling Agatha and allowing the player to escape using that small window while Agatha screams hysterically behind him. And so Dog returns. Bierce comments on their success and then prepares him for another nightmare. Woohoo! Aren't we all excited for that? Anyway, in the entrance to the next level, Bierce comments on the lava pits added in and gives Dog yet another ability, the ability to teleport. And now, let's get into Dog's third nightmare. Dog comes across a mansion garden, where Pierce tells Dog that the statues look oddly real. Dog, without any care in the world, kept on going right through the mansion gates and a corridor filled with warnings about never looking away. And you might be thinking, should we take those warnings seriously? We ain't that lame, come on. We're him, my guy, that's who we are. Dog then passes through another field containing a statue that at first glance seems normal but turns out to be moving whenever Dog is not looking at it. It's like we are in an episode of Doctor Who. It even gives a small snicker. And no, not the chocolate bar. Although I wish it was, but unfortunately nah, it was just taunting Dog. What a prick, right? Get it? Prick? Okay, I'll shut up. The sign leading to the maze warns Dog one last time not to proceed, abandon all hope. But hey, there wouldn't be dark deceptions if we actually listened. So of course we did the only logical thing and insisted as there is no other choice. So Dog enters the gates and realizes the statues behind him is nowhere to be found. Boom! Dog is then pursued throughout the maze by the Gold Watchers, which move swiftly and only do so when they are not being looked at. Besides maintaining careful eye contact with the Gold Watchers, Dog also needs to avoid walking into spike traps, because that would be totally not cool, which to him is a new thing to remember, and always be on the lookout to remind himself to be careful so he won't be nailed. Pause. After collecting the soul shards in that area, Dog then proceeds into the manor as the doors open. Dog finds the ring altar in the main hall of the manor, and Pierce instructs him to collect the remaining soul shards inside, like it's another grocery store hunt. Anyway, Dog opens the gates leading to the hallways of the manor and starts collecting those shards. After the remaining shards are collected, the Gold Watchers go into frenzy, and Malak also appears in the main room with 3 extra Gold Watchers near the altar. I mean, damn dude, get a different job if you need that much help from your henchman. To catch one person? Like how bad someone can actually suck in his job. God damn. Anyway, Doc skillfully dodges the guarding watchers and retrieves the ring and then escapes the manor as the nightmare collapses. Dog makes it outside only to find the gates locked. What a convenient thing to be happening, huh? As Dog reached the main garden, Malak is already present with like 5 gold watchers, along with a Titan watcher, waiting and scheming while the gate locks. So Dog makes the Titan watcher throws 3 of its axes at the lock to open it. Haha, what a dumb creature. As soon as the gate is unlocked, Dog makes a run back to the portal like his life depended on it. I think it kinda does. Anyway, he manages to escape them despite the combined effort of those dummies. Upon returning once again, Bierce comments on Dog's success, stating that she's impressed by him making it that far. I mean, come on, that's easy. Give me a challenge, please. Malak scolds Dog like he's his personal assistant because Dog has sided with Bierce. What a drama, am I right? I guess we won't disagree. That would make some epic Dr. Felkis, am I right? Anyway, Malak tells Dog her gain will be his end. Bierce sarcastically replies on how Dog should trust him as a bloodthirsty demon, and Malak grunts in annoyance. Perfect answer. And so the chapter ends as Bierce opens up the 4th bottle, showing a Dread Ducky face on it. I mean, what the hell is a Dread Ducky anyway? And as the player enters it, a silhouette of a Dread Ducky appears floating with some interesting duck quacks echoing in the background. The Dread Ducky then suddenly turns towards the camera and BAM! The screen cuts to black. And cut! Chapter 2 ends here. Wow, how original. Another cliffhanger. The chapter continues where the previous chapter left off, with Bierce reminding Dog in her ballroom again on how many ring pieces he has left to collect again, and proceed to unlock the portal to the next level. Bierce notes the wall that Malak has placed in Dog's path, blocking off the entrance to the nightmare. What an awesome guy Malak is, right? Bierce instructs Dog to return to the ballroom altar and gives him a power that makes every enemy visible for brief periods of time. This power not only allows Dog to see the locations of every monster, but also allows him to spot the real Dread Duckies, who is able to be invisible. Isn't that neat? Dog tests the new ability by scaring the murder monkey that kept the wall shut, which makes him open the wall, and Dog then goes through entering the sewers. And Bierce then speaks about urban legends of the various things that get flushed into the sewers. Creepy, right? Just as she finished her sentence mentioning duckies, a large plastic ducky enters a pipe behind the bars. Isn't that reassuring foreshadowing, huh? As Dog progresses, Bierce reads the warnings. Watch out for the big one written on a wall. I mean, who cares? We didn't listen before. Why listen now? We have a game to finish. Am I right, pals? Then the Doom Ducky eye appears through a hole in the wall and grabs him. With the hand in its mouth, Dog stuns the Doom Ducky, which forces it to release its grip on Dog, allowing him to continue like nothing happened at all. And so Dog begins hunting for soul shards and comes across a large number of duck floats floating throughout the area. Bierce explains that among them are living Dread Duckies, which will pursue and stun him if provoked. Dog relies on his telepathy power to identify the real Dread Duckies. As he does so, the Doom Ducky talks Dog through the pipes. Dog keeps on going, traveling through a large room containing the ring altar. As he walks through it, Doom Ducky roars behind a big doorway, which Bierce barely shoves aside. Bierce tells Dog that the Dread Duckies are able to be invisible in an attempt to ambush him. Dog must then collect the remaining shards, all while being scared shitless to not become a snack for them. invisible bricks. After collecting all the soul shards, Malak appears and starts pursuing Dog, taunting him about how the water is slowing him down. Uh, really? For someone thousands of years old or so? Malik, my guy, you really need to work in your trash talking game. Anyway, Dog then reached the ring altar, collecting his fourth ring piece. Malik appears to Dog and compare his obedience to Pierce like the Doom Ducky's loyalty to him as his pet. I mean, bro Malik, did you see that woman? My guy, I won't mind being her pet. Oh, I'll stop myself before I say something out of pocket. Anyway, after Malak hears Dog's desperation of thirst towards Pierce, he disappears, leaving Doom Ducky to fight him. Okay, about before, maybe I'm projecting on my guy Dog here, but come on, you can't blame me. Anyway, Doom Ducky traps Dog in the room. Dog manages to escape the Doom Ducky, more like the Dumb Ducky, and returns to the first zone to escape through the portal. Malik then taunts Dog once again during his escape, and Dumb Ducky begins chasing him through the corridors. As all the Dread Duckies in the zone are alive, they block off many of the entrances, forcing him to follow a specific path. In the end, Dog manages to escape the Dumb Ducky again. He then makes some final run to the portal, avoiding the frenzied Dread Ducky in the middle of the corridor, as well as the Dumb Ducky. After it tries to snap him in half, Dog then breaks its head through the wall and reaching the portal, and ta-da! Dog escapes the sewers. Pierce comments on his victory and then prepares him for the next round. Woohoo! Isn't that exciting? Yay! Not really. At the entrance to the next level, Pierce comments on the monsters there and gives Dog the Primal Fear ability. I mean, I wouldn't mind some primal power-ups. Pierce awakens some kind of primal power inside of me, if you know what I mean. The next adventure starts in a small entrance area, into a walkway of carnival cars. He comes across a clown car drifting past him into the next area. Going further, Dog is invited. He is invited by the clown car into a circus tent. Going inside, Dog picks up a hammer to hit a string tester, causing a cage to land on top of him. What a genius and elaborate trap that is. A clown car starts drifting around the cage and clown gremlins start coming out of the car, who starts to attack the cage, and Dog uses his primal fear and destroys the clown gremlins with ease and moves on through the giant clown cutout. Dog finds himself in a room in the middle of nowhere and walks forward and heads down a slide, where Malak can be heard laughing like he told the greatest dad joke ever. After landing, there are several green portals that teleport Dog between the first and the second floor. And so Dog collects all the shards, and so the barrier opens, and Dog goes through it, and then placed in a purple tent that contains the ring altar. The room will begin to spin, and a clown gremlin will come out and starts to chase Dog. The room will spin and open to the next portal. After exiting the purple spinning tent that contains the ring altar, Dog goes into a room with several roller coaster cars. He then enters the cart and heads forward. The walls appear to be swirling, making him feel trippy, but so the cart moves and Dog moves forward through a large room where the Goliath clowns shows up at the party. They laugh and wave at him. Aw, they must be friendly. Exactly like Agatha, right? Anyway, Dog continues entering a room where the walls are spiraling optical illusions. After a few more twists and turns, Dog stops at the entrance to the funhouse. And not much happens, just more pops and waves and some epic clown actions. Anyway, when all the shards have been collected, Malak will begin to pursue Dog. Once Dog reaches the funhouse exit portal, he is sent back to the spinning purple tent, where he takes the fifth ring piece. After it's collected, he exits the tent and finds himself back outside. After that, he will return to the central area where the carousel. And when Dog attempts to head back to the portal, a barrier appears and the four Goliath clowns will start to attack him. Dog is armed with the mallet. The Goliath clowns will stand no chance against the wrath of Dog, but Malak will begin to chase him, and the barrier will disappear. Dog then escapes back to the portal. Malak will taunt Pierce and Doug, saying that Pierce is only delaying the inevitable and he will be able to enter the ballroom. So she better be ready. Now that's the spicy Malak I wanna see. It brings tears to my eyes. Then he also warns Doug that he will regret giving Pierce the ring pieces. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Divide and conquer. What a demon. Pierce dismisses Malak's words as lies and empty threats, and mock him by asking if he really expects Doug to trust him after he's been trying to kill him in every single encounter. Malak simply tells Pierce to enjoy her moment and that it won't last forever. Pierce tells Doug to bring her the ring piece, and so that chapter ends. Doug stands there ready to dive into the next chapter of his adventure. But of course Pierce is there doing what she does best, reminding him of his mission again and again and again. Anyway, just as Doug about to charge ahead, bam, metal gates blocking their path. I mean, typical thing to be happening. But here's the kicker. She hands Doug some new epic crazy powers. I know, crazy. The power is a magnet for soul shards. It's like my superpower with the ladies, you know? So, Doug's got to be careful out there, navigating through a storm of souls. Alright, buckle up because this adventure kicks off in the most unexpected place. Our parking lot, in front of a massive hospital. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a cool location for sightseeing. Anyway, inside there is nurses with blood bags in their eyes lurking around. I don't really know if it's blood bags, but I really hope it is. It's very cool to think about it, you know? Or I'm just weird. Anyway, they are giving off those eerie vibes. And just like that ain't weird enough, two of them were busting some moves in front of this ginormous statue of a nurse holding a hat. Creepy, right? So, our hero Doc strolls in, and what is it looking like? He's in the thick. One of the Reaper nurses is chatting away with the phone, probably with the big boss, Malak. But she quickly hangs up when Doc approaches. After a quick exchange, another Reaper nurse swoops in and guides him deeper into the hospital. But here's where things get really fishy. She leads him into a room and casually asks him to hop into a weight scale. Now, if that doesn't scream red flag, I don't know what does. And of course, Pierce, just like me, always the skeptic, is onto something. This is where things start to get juicy. So Doc steps into the scale, probably expecting a routine checkup, right? Wrong. Out of nowhere, a jet of fire comes blasting at him like something out of a sci-fi flick. But Doc, being the nimble cat that he is, dodges it with lightning fast reflexes. Can you say close call? Anyway, now here's where it gets even crazier. The Reaper nurse, back with her best poker face, pulls out the classic malfunction excuse. Yeah, right. As if Doc buying it. But being the good sport he is, he goes along with it. Next thing you know, she's leading him to yet another room for a small blood sample. Yeah, because who doesn't love a surprise blood test in a creepy hospital? But hold on to your skepticism. She drops this gem and Dog and says, don't leave until the timer reaches 0. Talk about suspicious. But Dog, with his sixth sense tingling and failing for that trap, he slips away just in the nick of time, narrowly avoiding a room full of giant needles. I mean, that's a way to get nailed, am I right? Anyway, the Reaper nurse is not too pleased about Dog's escape. Hey, tough luck, right? We don't care. But wait, there's more. She's not done with Dog, just yet at least. Oh no, now it's time for a chest scan. And guess what? With the timer ticking down and a red barrier blocking the exit, so after a narrow escape again from that room, our Dog finds himself sprinting down the hallway with a Reaper nurse hot on his heels. And what's her excuse this time? Oh, just that Dog been infected by Bierce, and there's on a mission to exterminate him. Real subtle, guys, real subtle. But hey, at least they're looking out for his health, right? I mean, who wouldn't want considerate nurses like that? So Dog, being the clever guy he is, ducks into the decontamination unit, probably to catch his breath and plot his next move. But Does the drama end there? No. Next thing you know, there is an announcement over the PA system declaring the hospital on lockdown because of a wild patient. Gee, wonder who they are talking about. Wink, wink. Spoiler alert, it's our boy Doc. But does he let that stop him? Of course not. With determination in his eyes, Doc presses on, collecting those soul shards like a pro. But just when he thinks he's in the clear, two Reaper nurses come flying off the building, charging at him like there is no tomorrow. Talk about a close call, eh? But Doc, being the quick thinker that he is, pulls off a daring escape, hopping into the roof of an ambulance going straight for the therapy center. Now that's what I call making an exit in style. So Doc ambulance joyride finally comes to an end as it screeches to a halt at its destination. And guess what he finds when he steps inside? The matron herself, front and center, like the queen of this twisted hospital kingdom. Talking about Hospital Kingdom, I'll go off topic for a second, but man, I missed that weird show. Saw it when I was a kid, and all I remember is how weird it was, and I never understood it, but kept having nightmares of it. Makes me really think why my mom let me watch such show. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the ring altar. The evil nurse is lurking about, and Doc's probably feeling like he's stumbled into a horror movie. But just when he's taking it all in, pause, and hiya! Sneak attack. One of the nurses creeps up behind him, holding a syringe, and boom, Doc's out like a light, knocked unconscious before he can even say ouch. Next thing he knows, he's waking up in a cell. Before he can even think about making a grand escape, that cell door slams shut, sealing him like a can of sardines. But that nurse is not done with Doc yet. Oh no, she activates something and suddenly the ceiling starts filling up with needles, descending slowly like we're in Resident Evil. But Doc, being the Houdini of escape artists, manages to slip away just in the nick of time, dodging those deadly needles and sneaking past the matron and her blood-bagged nurses without even breaking a sweat. I guess Doc now is a professional, huh? And so with all the soul shards safely in hand, Doc races towards the ring altar, eager to claim his prize. But what's this? The matron and her eerie entourage have vanished into thin air. No time to dwell on this mystery though. Doc snatches up the ring piece like a seasoned pro and pulls out of there faster than you can say mission accomplished. But of course, it wouldn't be an epic showdown without a chase scene, right? The matron, determined to stop Doc's escape, unleashes her frenzied Reaper nurses to hunt him down. It's a pulse-pounding race through the hospital grounds, with Doc pulling off some seriously slick maneuvers to evade capture. After an epic showdown and a few close calls, Doc ditches the ambulance and makes a break for the portal. But the obstacles just keep coming, navigating through a horde of nurses in the lobby is no walk in the park. But let me tell you, it's no obstacle for Usain Doc, and he goes through the portal and gets to the safety of the ballroom, which angers our babe Malak. So he vows that next time there will be no escape, and the only reason he escaped is because he had more pressing issues to deal with, like pooping maybe? You know, even for demons, probably nature calls. To which that does also remind me of one of my favorite movies, Nature Calls, you know? Anyway, but Dogs got back up in the form of Bierce, who already plotting their next move and teasing Malak about his impending defeat, and straight to work. She prepares Doc for his next adventure. In the entrance, Bierce comments on the cameras there and gives Doc the vanishing ability. He goes through the portal, and just like that, Doc steps into new territory, surrounded by a fake town, and Bierce not really helping, noting about the graffiti that adorns the walls, with phrases like Joy Joy Land plastered everywhere. As he ventures deeper, he encounters two colorful characters, straight out of a bizarre cartoon. Penny the chicken and Lucky the rabbit. They're singing the Joy Joy song like it's the anthem of the apocalypse, and they are assuring Doc that they'll be seeing more of him real soon. Talk about a warm welcome, right? They for sure seem lovely, just like Agatha, right? But the fun's just getting started. Once Doc snags all the soul shards, Lucky pops up like a mischievous Jack in the Box, commenting in Doc's stroke of luck so far. And just when Dog thinks he's in the clear, a horde of Lucky and Benny clones burst into the scene, blocking off his escape routes with no other options. Dog dashes towards the castle entrance and the gate slams shut behind him like the final curtain of a twisted play. But hey, at least he's got company, right? One of the Lucky clones drops a cryptic hint about someone named Hangry, which, let's be honest, doesn't exactly sound very appetizing. So as Dog hops into the elevator, he's left pondering the mysteries of the strange new world. And just when he thinks he's seen it all, he arrives at the security control center where he overhears something about Zone 3 being off limits and he needs to restore power in the research and development area to go there. But hold on to your reps because things are about to get saucy. Just as Dog's about to move on, he gets the grand introduction from none other than Hangry himself. And let me tell you, this guy got a serious obsession with ribs. He's practically drooling at the thought of sinking his teeth into Dog's ribs, slathered in his homemade barbecue sauce. Talk about delicious but creepy. But before Dog can even react, Hangry disappears into thin air, leaving Dog wondering if he just stumbled into a barbecue nightmare. Anyway, talking about food obsession for cannibalism and stuff like that, doesn't that remind you of someone? What was his name? Frank something, you know? Anyway, our hero not about to let a rip-loving maniac stand in his way. With nerves of steel, Dog presses on, dodging traps and evading the clutches of the Joy gang at every turn. And just when he's about to restore power to the research and development area, the gang corners him, ready to pounce like hungry wolves. But with a quick flick of the switch, he sends a surge of electricity coursing through the gang, leaving them stunned and reeling. Seizing the opportunity, Dog slips past them like a shadow in the night, making a beeline back to the control room. But the adventure's far from over. Now Dog finds himself in the heart of the protection factory, surrounded by a sea of JoJo gang clowns, with Dog weaving and dodging his way through the chaos like a true hero. So, after braving through all the chaos and collecting every last soul shard, Dog finally resets the crusher, hoping to make a quick exit. And bam! The crusher comes to life, flattening those JoJo gang members like pancakes before they can even blink. That's what I call a crushing victory. But as Dog makes a run for the exit, fate has other plans. A metal door slams shut right in his face, trapping him like a rat in a maze. And who should appear but the one and only Malak, revealing the true horrifying form of the JoJo gang, aka Joy Kill. With the system going high-wire and the countdown to self-destruction ticking away, Dog's in a race against time. He powers up the piston and lures Joy Kill, the ultimate monstrosity, right into its path, hoping to knock them down into the lava to end it once and for all. But just when Dog thinks he got a shot at escaping, Joy Kill bursts through, surviving against all odds. It's like they're indestructible. I guess they are. Anyway, Malak and his clones hot on his heels, Dog makes a desperate sprint for the portal only to find himself cornered by Joy Kill. As they rain down blows upon him, Dog's world starts to blur. And then, in a flash, Malak appears, diving into Dog's mind to know his deepest secrets and what his memories hide. So he finds himself in this eerie, dark hallway, with a trail of pills lighting up the path ahead, like breadcrumbs, leading him deeper into his own mind. And what does he find at the end of the trail? None other than a scene straight out of his own life. I mean, literally. There is his daughter, Tammy, tears streaming down her face as she sits on the stairs, and then, like a spotlight illuminating a hidden truth, a dark area lights up, revealing heated argument between Dog and his wife, Elise. And in that moment, poor Dog feels a pang of regret wash over him. He approaches Tammy, apologizing for the pain he has caused before he continues on his journey, following the trails of pills. But the real gut punch comes when the trail leads him to a moment of betrayal. Dog caught in an act of immorality with his secretary. As his secretary questions their actions, Dog brushes it off with a flippant remark, promising to take care of his wife like it's no big deal. Talk about a wake-up call. But Malak wasn't over yet. He decides to dig even deeper into Dog's psyche, and what he uncovers is truly heartbreaking. Dog is actually in a coma-like state in the hospital, and it isn't the result of the cancer that he had, or some random accident. It's the aftermath of a devastating car crash that claimed the lives of his entire family that he caused. It's like a punch to the gut, revealing the tragic truth lurking beneath the surface of Dog's shattered reality. Talk about the plot twist straight out of a psychological thriller. Just when Dog thinks he's confronting his demons, things take a dark and twisted turn. So there he is, face to face with his daughter Tammy, only to have Malak pull the ultimate mind game, telling Tammy that it's Dog's fault with what happened, the accident of his wife and daughter that ended up in their death. So Tammy attacks her own father, and then Tammy accuses Dog of being responsible for the car accident that claimed their family's life. Can you imagine the weight of those words crashing down on you? But Dog, ever the master of deflection, tried to rationalize the tragedy, blaming it on his wife's driving skills. Talk about denial, saying that she shouldn't been driving that day. But before Dog can even process what's happening, Tammy delivers a devastating blow, blocking him to the ground and branding him with the mark of Malak. It's like a dark spell, turning him into Malak puppet. Just like that, Dog world is turned upside down once again. But Malak isn't done with him yet. Oh no, he got plans for Dog, big plans. With a wave of his hand, Malak transports Dog back to Joy Joy Land, where the Joy Joy gang eagerly awaits. And just when Dog thinks he's caught a break, Malak orders Hangry to toss him back through the portal, declaring that it's time for Bierce to face her end. What is he plotting for? So Dog gets tossed into the portal by Hangry, probably feeling like he just got run over by a freight train. But hey, at least Bierce is there to check on him, making sure he's not too banged up before rallying him for the next leg of their adventure. Talk about resilience. But just when they think they've caught a break, all hell breaks loose. The hex starts to kick into high gear, causing the portals to slam shut and summoning Malak himself to the scene. And let me tell you, things get heated real quick. Bierce never wants to back down from a fight though, and unleashes her telekinetic fury on Malak, slamming him into pillars, tossing him around like a ragdoll, and even impaling him with a couple of well-placed soul shards. It's like watching a showdown between titans. But just when it looks like Bierce has the upper hand, Malak pulls out all the stops. He summons clones of himself through the portal, swarming Bierce, but she's not about to go down without a fight. With a flick of her wrist, she uses those same soul shards to obliterate the clones, one by one. Talk about a badass move. Just when victory seems within reach, Malak takes the ring pieces and unleashes his final gambit. He sets the ballroom ablaze and summons monsters from Dog's nightmare, turning the tide of the battle in an instant. And in the chaos, poor Bierce takes a hit, getting impaled by Agatha and hitting the ground very hard. But she's not out for the count just yet. With her last ounce of strength, takes one piece of the ring as a final act of deviance, and banishes Malak and the monsters from the ballroom. But Malak never wants to accept defeat, grabs Dog quickly and drags him to a portal into Mama Bear's realm. Malak gives Dog a good old-fashioned lecture, filling him in on all the juicy details about Bierce's shady past. Turns out she's been keeping some major secrets from our boy Dog. Then Mama Bear, the queen bee of this twisted dimension, makes her grand entrance, greeting Malak at the doorstep like it's tea time at the Mad Hatter's. The two of them have a little chat, probably plotting Dog's demise or something equally sinister. And just when Dog thinks things couldn't possibly get any worse, Mama Bear commands her trigger titties to carry him off to the kitchen. And probably not to whip up a batch of cookies, unfortunately, no. Mama Bear got something much troublesome in mind. Something like Dog might become a snack for her little army of teddies. Talk about a grim fate. Just as Dog is about to become a teddy bear shoe, a mysterious blue orb appears out of nowhere, zapping the trigger teddies into unconsciousness. It turns out this orb wants to help Dog escape Mama Bear's clutches. And hey, who's Dog to turn down a helping hand? more like helping ghosts. Quietly, Dog follows the herb lead, sneaking into the attic of Mama Bear's cabin and finds the first hidden ring piece. And so while he's lurking in the shadows, eavesdropping on Malak and Mama Bear, little powwow, Malak, all frustrated, the Dog slipped through her grasp. And wouldn't you know it, he tells Mama Bear that Dog's been spying on them the whole time. And how does he know? Just because of that annoying mark of Malak, which apparently gives Malak a front row seat to Dog's every move. Creepy, right? Mama Bear all too happy to oblige, ready to pounce on Dog like a cat on a mouse. But Dog's not about to stick around for the main event. Oh hell nah, he's on the move, man, trying to make a break for it. But just when he thinks he's in the clear, he gets the scare of a lifetime. Mama Bear's flying hit comes swooping out of nowhere, nearly giving Dog a heart attack. If not him, for sure me, goddamn. But Malak's not about to let Dog off the hook that easily. Oh no, he's barking orders in Dog's head, telling him to head to the basement like it's no big deal. And hey, when your brain's being hijacked by an evil demonic mastermind, you tend to listen, you know? I mean, I don't know, but seems like it. Anyway, so off Dog goes stumbling into a cave entrance, hidden in the basement. As Dog navigates the tunnels, Mama Bear comes crashing through like the Kool-Aid man, ready to turn Dog into teddy bear picnic. And so he snags another ring piece, busts through some boards like a boss, and makes a beeline for the ring altar like it's the finish line of a marathon. I know I would if I was him. But just when he thinks he's home free, Mama Bear traps him in a room filled with holes and green liquid, setting the stage for an epic showdown. It's like something straight out of a video game, with Dog facing off against Mama Bear in the ultimate boss battle. And well, guess who's feeling like the king of the cave? Yep, you guessed it, Dog, on the clown number 9 after kicking Mama Bear's butt. And let me tell you, Malak's not too pleased about that. The guy practically steaming with frustration now, yelling at Dog to just throw in the towel and call it a day. But does Dog listen? Nah, not our boy. So what does he do? He pulls off his signature move, running away like there is no tomorrow. But seriously, can you blame him after all that drama? I'd be booking it out of there too, man. Don't be too judgmental. But just then Dog stumbles into the mysterious blue orb again. And get this, it turns out to be none other than Tammy's spirit. She's the one who breaks that freaky mark of Malak from Dog, setting him free from the evil grasp of that creepy hex. And just when Dog thinks he's in the clear, he stumbles upon a glowing green light leading him straight to Mama Bear again. And let me tell you, things go from bad to worse real quick. Mama Bear mutates into her second form, ready to unleash hell on our hero again. But our Dog, of course, winner again. Although Dog's not about to stick around for the fireworks, oh no, he teleports near the exit like a boss with Mama Bear's mutated hand right behind him. With Dog sliding down tunnels and dodging danger like a pro, he makes a break for the portal, begging Bierce to open it up and save his bacon. And just when it seems like all hope is lost, Tammy's spirit comes to the rescue, opening the portal just in the nick of time with trigger titties and Mama Bear right on him. Dog escapes, disappearing into the portal. Yeah, Dog is back from the brink of doom, man. Dog boy, emerging from the portal with a handful of soul shards like a boss, and let me tell you, Bierce's reaction is priceless. She's all wide-eyed and surprised like she just saw a ghost or something. I mean, technically he is, but hey, can you blame her? After all, she thought Malak had snatched up Dog for good. But Dog's not one to let a little thing like an almost death experience get in his way. Oh no, he's back and better than ever, reclaiming those ring pieces like a pro. And how does Bierce respond? Well, she's all like, I could kiss you now. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Classic Bierce, always keeping it real. Although if it was me, I would have jumped and kissed her before she even finished that sentence. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of keeping it real, Bierce reassures Dog that she's doing just fine after her little run-in with Malak. I mean, she's not exactly made of flesh and bone, so she bounces back pretty quick, and reassures Dog that he can't really kill her, but might be able to enslave her, but he sure as heck can't destroy her. But then things take a serious turn as Pierce notices something in Dog's eyes, like something strange. Malak spilled the beans about her dark secret, and she knew that. But she brushes it off like it's no big deal. Instead, she tries to relate to Dog, opening up about her own struggles and desires that led her down a dark path. And hey, who hasn't made a few questionable choices in the pursuit of fame and fortune? Am I right? Pearl. But seriously, enough with the heavy stuff. Pierce got a plan. She wants out of this mess just as much as Doc does, and she's not about to let Malak get the best of her. With only 2 pieces of the ring left to find, they're so close they can practically taste victory. And just like that, Pierce opens the portal, revealing the silhouette of a wobbling walking mannequin. And so, chapter 4 comes to a close, leaving us on the edge of our seats, hungry for more. Here's where the chapter 4 ends. Helen Bierce was born in the 1930s and she's of a British descent. When she grew older, she came to Hollywood to become a popular actress, but was inexperienced, so she married a man named Edgar, only for his deep pockets though. Yeah, the story of the original gold digger. By her own confession though. And her fat greedy husband had strong connections to the film industry. But let's talk about Edgar weird antics, stealing movie costumes and performing fake satanic rituals with his friends for fun. Anyway, one day, a man from Hungary named Victor, one of Edgar's weird friends, who came from a culture that strongly believed in dark magic, was telling Pierce about some weird rituals that would help her career. Despite her initial refusal, thinking he's just crazy lunatic, a few months passed and she became desperate, running out of options on how to become a successful actress. Turned to Victor for help. For reasons unknown, Victor mentored Bierce for months until he taught her about a ritual on how to summon a demon called Malak, which was to sacrifice someone's daughter and he will come and grant you a wish. It will last several years until he comes to get your soul as a payment. Pierce did the ritual by sacrificing Agatha, a daughter of a maid, for the ritual. Malak accepted the offering and informed her that he will take her soul for an exchange after 7 years and a day as a price for her future success. The day after the ritual, all the film studios were calling for her to be in their movies, becoming a successful actress in a blink of an eye and getting what she wanted, even though Victor disappeared like he never existed. And also Pierce killed Edgar slowly with poison and inherited his wealth. Pierce didn't plan to stick to the Malak deal, so she looked for a way to escape her fate. And so she learned of a ring called the Riddle of Heaven, which could strip Malak power away. She found it in China or possibly Tibet, and when Malak came to finish their deal, Pierce tried to suck away Malak's power with the ring. While she did gain a bit of this power, Malak ended up shattering the ring, taking its pieces, and banished her to the dark dimensions. Unaware, however, that one of the pieces bounded with Pierce's soul and sealed her within a pocket dimension, resembling her ballroom. Since he couldn't directly enter the ballroom, Malak gave the ring pieces to his loyal minions to protect them, all while Pierce remained stuck inside the ballroom, which became a purgatory for souls who did both good and bad in their life. She wanted Malak power to become an actress and do whatever she wanted. Malak created monsters to guard the ring pieces even further, but upon meeting Dog Hauser, everything changed. Dog was born in February 11th, 1955, presumably in Pennsylvania, and was an only child. From a young age, Dog experienced frequent neglect from his father, a situation his mother deeply resented. On his 5th birthday, Dog was given a stuffed bear by his mother, who was absent due to her work commitments. By the time he turned 8, Dog lived alone with his mother. She had become highly cynical and abusive. Stemming from their underprivileged lifestyle and her intense hatred of her ex-husband, whom she believed Dog was starting to resemble, She punished him for any perceived slight resemblance of him, and she would be locking him in a closet for simply dropping a glass and hearing him beg out of sadistic pleasure. This harsh upbringing molded Dog into a fiercely independent yet narcissistic individual. By 1979, Dog moved to New York City, where he married a woman named Elise and had a daughter named Tammy. By 1981, Dog secured a position at a prestigious law firm in Manhattan, eventually earning a partnership. However, his success was marred by turbulent arguments with Elise, often fueled by her mood swings and his own unresolved issues. Elise noticed a change in Dog's demeanor, suspecting it was linked to his secretive past regarding his mother, a topic Dog avoided at all costs. Dog later married life became increasingly horrible, as his daughter Tammy's behavior grew more volatile and Elise's agitation escalated, a situation only marginally elevated by therapy and medication. Dog would grow further detached from them, prioritizing his career and personal pleasures, including nights out with his friends and affairs with his secretaries, over the well-being of his family. This pattern of neglect and infidelity culminated in a violent confrontation with Elise. Driven to a breaking point, attempted to stab Dog with a pair of scissors in his office. To solve her mental health struggles, Elise frequently sought solace by visiting her family in Pittsburgh, providing Dog with temporary relief from their domestic strife. Between 1988 and 1992, Dog would admit Tammy to the Pittsburgh Psychiatric Hospital. Tammy's issues were multiplied, encompassing mood swings, low self-esteem, sleep disturbance, depression, and anxiety, among many other things. Driven to desperation by the strain of his family's unpredictable behavior and mountain medical pills, Dog conceived a drastic plan to escape his circumstances. During a private meeting with his mistress, he outlined a scheme to leave his family behind and start over with his accumulated wealth. Dog, perceiving his wife as both unstable and a threat, made the fateful decision to replace her bipolar medication with sleeping pills, under the assumption that she wouldn't notice the switch and her eventual death would appear as a suicide. However, Dog's plan took an unforeseen and tragic turn. Unaware that Elise would be driving and unaware also that Tammy would be accompanying her, the effects of the sleeping pills led to a catastrophic car accident on the McKees Rock Bridge in Pittsburgh. The crash not only resulted in the death of two other individuals, but also sent Elise and Tammy tumbling down the river below. The news of the catastrophic accident brought Dog face to face with a torrent of remorse and devastation, emotions that had become foreign to him through years of numbing detachment. At the center of this guilt was the unattended death of Tammy and an innocent caught in his desperate act. As he lived his new life, he became haunted by hallucinations of his wife and daughter in public places and in his dreams. Desperate to alleviate his guilt, Dog immersed himself in various activities, including group meetings, therapy sessions, charitable endeavors, community work, and even religious gatherings. Yet nothing could dispel the weight of his conscience. Plagued by the unrelenting guilt, Dog accepted the inevitability of whatever afterlife lay before him. He pleaded for another opportunity to amend his mistakes, commenting to accept any consequences in exchange for a chance to rectify the wrongs he had committed. At some point, Dog was arrested after turning himself to New York PD in Manhattan. Arriving from his luxury black SUV, he faced charges of criminal sex act, sex abuse, and sexual misconduct related to alleged incident involving 5 separate women. Following his arrest and processing, Dog became a disgraced figure in the legal community. He was subsequently released on $100,000 cash bail. Dog was eventually diagnosed with cancer and found himself admitted to an unknown hospital. Facing his mortality and yearning for a second chance at redemption, Dog awakened in an ethereal realm, where he was greeted by the woman named Bierce. She presented Dog with an offer that ignited a flicker of hope. She would grant him his deepest wish in exchange for retrieving pieces of powerful artifact known as the Riddle of Heaven, and being unwary to his agreement, that it would thrust him into a grueling and merciless adventure far beyond anything he could have anticipated. Born in 1995, Elise lived a sheltered life with both her parents. Later in 1978, at the age of 19, she married Doug Hauser. 2 years later, they had a daughter, whom they named Tammy. Not much is known about her interests, hobbies, etc. What is known is that she has also mental health issues, like her daughter. Hence why Tammy has bipolar disorder is due to being genetically predisposition to have a biological mental illness on her mother's side of the family. She's been married for almost 2 years, but she has never yet met Doug's mother. She wasn't at their wedding, and she never came to visit, not even for the birth of their daughter, Tammy. She started to think Doug would never allow her to visit, even if she tried. It made her feel sad and angry that he won't talk to her about his mother, thinking with herself, does he not trust me? Is he keeping secrets from me? He won't even talk about his mom around me, which is extremely strange. You'd barely even know that he has a mother the way he avoids mentioning her. Her first thought was that he has some buried mommy's issues to deal with. That made her extremely curious, so she did a little digging and was able to find some information about her from Doug private medical records. Apparently, she lives near a large horse farm in central Pennsylvania. She thought she might go to see her, talking to herself. What kind of a man doesn't introduce his wife to his own mother? What is he so afraid of? Maybe there's something about him that she knows that he doesn't want her to know. She also admits losing control over her emotions a few times, and they had a few big fights, and that he's been acting differently since Tammy was born. After the horrifying accident and the unfortunate demise of Elise, she found herself in the ballroom with Bierce. So everything we know of Elise's story is through her writing, called The Secret Scripts that Doug finds through her journey, and gave us a POV of Elise's encounters throughout the realm. And so, my ladies and gentlemen, let us jump into the POV of Elise once she died and arrived at the purgatory that is the ballroom. I don't remember how I came to this place, but I will not play her game. I'll find my own way out. I had to leave the tablet behind, but she thinks I'm gone now. Frightening creatures roam this old hotel. There's something familiar about it all. It seems that I can sense things for some reason. It's as if this world wants to share its dark story with me. I don't want to hear it, but I cannot shut it out. I can only record my thoughts on paper to help me clear my mind. The monkeys? I can sense their desires. Their souls whispers to me. The ones in the kitchen frightens me the most. Their mutterings are random and no longer humane, but they are the most violent of wishes. I've learned that the mortal souls of murderers are imprisoned inside each one. In life, they abandon their humanity. They give in to their urge to kill. They choose to become monsters. Now they continue in this place as monstrous murder monkeys. Bierce's portals are not the only way to move between the realms. In the hotel, I found a relic imbued with the demon's power. It whispered its location to me. I'm not sure why it was there, but as long as I have it, I won't need the ring piece. I could never get past the creatures who guard them. Anyway, who would be suicidal enough to even try? The relic is not really powerful, but it allows me to walk through the shadows like he does. However, it only takes me to places where he has been. I try to keep my distance from him when he appears. If he discovers me, my fate will be sealed. Now his path has led me to some sort of school. At least it looks like one. It's not like the hotel. It's much worse. I sense there is only one voice here, and it's terrifying. Her appearance is that of a child, but that is no child. It didn't take me long to discover that I could see her. She purposely let me look deeper. I wish that I had not, because what I saw was unbearable. Sometimes, something so horrible happens to a child that their soul becomes corrupted by rage and sadness. When that happens, the evil child spirit is born from that suffering. This one's name is Agatha. The pain and suffering of children is a pain that she is forever tied to. She knew what my reaction would be. She is feeding on it. She is toying with me. I can hear her coming. I escaped from Agatha, but not unscathed. She was able to wound my left shoulder before I escaped. I almost passed out from the pain. I can still hear her shrill laughter. Thank goodness I have this relic, or I'd already be dead. Mysteriously, my wound healed itself after I left her realm. The rules of this place continue to confuse me. It's nothing like the real world, and it's always changing, almost as if it's controlled by someone. Maybe it's that demon? His path has led me to an opulent manor now. I was so entranced by its luxurious beauty that I almost didn't notice them moving. This is no ordinary manor. The sheer amount of gold here reminds me of the story of King Midas. Many must have been seduced and led to their deaths by it. The cursed souls of men corrupted by greed are drawn to this place. In life they valued only wealth. Now they are encased in the very gold that they so loved, burning in it for eternity, a fitting end for them. All that remains is a ruthless golden golem. Each one is driven to kill anyone that might enter and steal their lord's precious treasures. I have decided to refer to them as Gold Watchers. I managed to escape from the dollhouse. I'm not sure how much more of this I can take. The longer I follow the demon's path, the more nightmarish it becomes. Even with this relic, I doubt it will last much longer. I can only hope that a way out lies somewhere within these sewers. It's quiet here, too quiet. Everything seems worthless and forgotten. The sewer is full of rotten filth. I've learned that what you see is not always the reality though. There are unusually large duckies scattered around in every tunnel. I thought they were all hollow, but then I sensed something moving in a short distance away. It seems some of the duckies are not as hollow as they appear, and instead they contain the rotten souls of liars, flushed down to the sewers and left to decay. They are now creatures of deception, as they were in life. These dreadful duckies are trying to blend in and hide behind their false appearance, but my sense easily reveals them. There's something lurking here though, something much bigger and far more dangerous. I can hear it. It knows I'm here. I've become aware that using the relic costs the user a terrible price. It slowly consumes their soul. I'm not imagining it. I can feel myself gradually getting weaker. I will try to avoid using it for as long as I can until I find a way out. But I'm starting to lose hope. Maybe there is no way out. Maybe this is hell. Everyone and everything here is a nightmare. So it makes sense. Was I a bad person? Did I do something unforgivable? What torments me more than the monsters is that I can't remember anything. Bierce seemed to know something previously. I saw it in her eyes. Now the relic has brought me to an evil circus. This is not going to go so well. I don't like clowns. I can already sense there are a lot of them here. I know their soul type. They are the wretched people that like to troll. They spend their lives antagonizing and provoking others with twisted pride. The actions of small-minded cowards causing misery to others was just a source of amusement for them. Now they are cursed to exist as the twisted little clowns gremlins that they will always be, and always were, one of many, and eternally part of the circus. As I feared, the circus and the cathedral were just more dead ends. I had hoped to avoid making any more jumps, but there are no such luck. The additional jump hit me harder than I was prepared for. The symptoms were excruciating and still have not yet fully subsided. More and more I'm aware that my time is running out. The demon's path led me to the rather large and ominous-looking hospital. When I arrived, I was prepared for the next ridiculous nightmare, but instead I found it full of women, nurses to be exact, and they were quite unusual as well. They wore medical bags over their heads, which struck me as odd. I didn't care to look at what was under those bags, and I prefer never to find out. Like all the other monsters that I've encountered, their souls were bound in servitude to the demons whose footsteps I have been following. Even as I stood before them, the nurses didn't bother to attack me. They were demons that specifically prey on men and call themselves Reaper nurses. I could feel in each of them the soul of a woman with deep and scarring hatred of men. They were all born from that hatred. The hospital lures the souls of the men that hate and disrespect women and offers them an eternity of torment by women that hate and disrespect men. How appropriate. They truly deserve each other. As I stood there in silence, one of them skated over and offered me a seat in the lounge. She even brought me a pot of tea after seating me. I refused to drink it, expecting that it was poisoned or drugged, but they seemed amused by my paranoia and laughed. After whispering to one another for a few seconds, one of them turned to me and asked me if I'd like to join the Sisterhood of Healing and Mercy. They told me that my soul checked all of their boxes, and that a little initiation ritual was all that was required to join. I wasn't sure what they meant, but it didn't sound good, as they were all holding large sharp syringes. I wondered if refusal would mean my immediate execution. I grabbed my relic and prepared to jump as I declined their offer. They stood silently for a moment and then laughed more. They seemed unaffected by my response and told me to go ahead and make myself at home. I was allowed to explore the upper levels as much as I wanted, but not permitted to go near the restricted areas. As long as I did what they told me and didn't threaten their mission, I would remain safe. However, my curiosity was already piqued. Is there a way out in those restricted areas? I had to find out why they are off limits. Well, the Reaper nurses did not take kindly to my snooping around the restricted areas. In the end, even with my abilities, there were too many of them. I did not find an exit or anything I could use to restore my memory. After the jump, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed with pain and could only stare at the ground, waiting for it to pass. As I opened my eyes, I saw that I was on top of something large and metallic. It was a giant medallion of some sort and had animals on it. A rabbit and a pig, and a chicken to be precise. Suddenly I heard a voice yell out to me from above. The voice sounded friendly, but I could feel the malice behind it. I staggered to my feet and looked up. Before me was a massive castle facade. It was like something out of an amusement park. A large yellow rabbit was dancing at the platform above the drawbridge gate. It looked like some sort of a twisted mascot. I could tell immediately that this one was different from the others. It was a killing machine, one built purely for violence and chaos. There was a soul of some sort inside the machine, but it was not human. I tried to run from the rabbit, but it didn't get far. I was stopped by another mascot, a pig. It attacked me and missed, obliterating the side of a castle wall in the process, and leaving a large hole in a blind panic. I tried to use the relic to escape, but the rabbit grabbed me violently from behind and lifted me up by the throat, strangling me in the air while laughing maniacally. It took a loose brick to the face to startle it enough to allow me to break free. My landing was not a soft one. I landed sideways on the sharp rubble and barbed wire of the brick wall. Severely wounded, I barely escaped by rolling into the mud water below. Before the rabbit could grab me, the rabbit screamed profanities and threw bricks at me as I disappeared into the cold water of the mud. For some reason, it did not follow me into the water. As I sank deeper, the rabbit's voice disappeared entirely and it was silent for a while. In that moment, I felt myself drifting away and my remaining conscious fading. I no longer even felt the need to breathe. This was how it would end? Then suddenly I heard another voice speak out from the depths. It was the demon, saying, "Ah, there you are. So much pain, so much despair. Perhaps I can help you, mortal. I have an offer that might interest you. All you have to do is take your little toy and seek me out when you are ready." As I heard these words, my eyes opened, and I saw a demonic red face glaring back at me from the depths. A crushing pain immediately filled my head, and twisted words began repeating in my mind. "Don't you have someone to kill?" They whispered over and over again. Terrified and ignoring my pain, I swam back to the surface in a panic. Conveniently, I discovered that the rabbit and the pig were nowhere to be found. I clung to the castle wall and waited, wondering if the demon in the water would emerge to finish me off. I was careless, and it seemed that the demon had finally noticed my presence. However, nothing happened. Reflecting, I wondered what the demon has meant. I had no idea where to find him, nor would I be stupid enough to actually go. It would definitely be my end. Wounded as I was, I managed to drag myself up out of the mud. It's getting harder to find moments long enough to write these notes. I will continue to do it for as long as I have the strength. I doubt that the rabbit will be gone for long, and I need to jump in order to heal my wound. To any unfortunate soul that come to this place and find this message, leave quickly before it's too late. My arm is burning from the last jump. but my other wounds are fully healed. I can move reasonably well again. Whatever the demon did to my head has awoken some memories. I'm having glimpses of what I think is my past. Images with no immediate meaning flash in my head. A handsome man, and some lively friends, and walking along a beach, and a child, and a bridge. I can't put them together yet, but I feel it's just a matter of time if I can stay alive. I'm in some sort of cavern system now. The darkness here is overwhelming. So many voices are speaking to me all at once. So many souls have perished here. I'm struggling to block out their screams. This place is some sort of feeding ground. No, that's not right. It's an execution site. A place where the demon makes his unwelcome guests disappear. It's full of twisted teddy bears and their mama bear. She's very powerful and I can tell that she runs this place. The mama bear is born from twisted love of abusive mothers. They sabotaged and destroyed the lives of their children. She is a massive collection of that soul type. I wonder if she can even be killed. For some reason, her presence pains me deeply, and I feel an immediate attraction to her. When she gets close, I caught myself a couple of times walking in her direction, almost in a trance. The subconscious attraction frightens me more than the creatures I've encountered. I have to keep my distance. If my soul is drawn to her, then it raises some frightening questions. No, I refuse to think about that. I need to give my memories time to return. I will make sure that there is nothing of value here, and then I will move on. I'm not sure how far I'll be able to search the cavern system. It's vast, and Mama Bear and her babies are everywhere. The demon is still searching for me as well. So my fellow Dark Deception fans, buckle up because we're diving deep into its world and the epic conclusion to this spine-tingling saga. No, I've searched the depths of the internet to bring you all these juicy details in this video and cool news, so get ready, okay? First thing first, let's address the elephant in the room. Chapter 5 is the grand finale of Dark Deception. Yeah, I know, it's a bittersweet pill to swallow, but hey, all good things must come to an end, right? But fear not, my friends, because Chapter 5 is shaping up to be one heck of a ride. You know what I mean? We're talking about epic showdown, and some epic heart-pounding battle, and a confrontation with the big bad demon himself, Malak. I mean, it's obvious but highly anticipated. Now though, let's jump into the nitty-gritty details. According to the folks over at Glowstick Entertainment, that Vince dropped a bombshell on Twitter, teasing that Chapter 5 might just be harder than its predecessors. By might, I mean for sure. I mean, come on, who doesn't love a good challenge, right? He described it as an absolute madness, so you know we're in for a wild ride. But hey, with great challenges come great rewards, and Chapter 5 is packing some serious heat. I mean, we're talking about 3 zones per level, and there is 5 levels in total, and multiple boss fights to keep you on your toes. Plus, get this, there is 13 new characters are being introduced. Also, I heard by the man himself, Vince, saying this chapter is one of the darkest chapters yet. Oh, and did I mention the graphics? Yeah, let me talk a little bit about it. They're getting serious upgrade with a darker and more immersive atmosphere than ever before. Personally, man, I really can't wait. Vince even confirmed that Chapter 5 is set to be the largest installment in the Dark Deception series. So yeah, get ready to be blown away. I really hope they deliver what they are selling though. I mean, they always did, so my expectations are high for this one. Also, it was told that unlocking the 12th level will be no walk in the park. Nope, you'll need to S-rank every previous level to uncover the game's true ending. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how the story wraps up. I know I do, but wait, there's more. Vince also himself has confirmed that Chapter 5 will have multiple endings, including the S-rank true ending, and to unlock it, you'll not only need those S-rank skills, but also to track down and read all of Ellie's secret notes, a challenge for the completionists, aka me. And last but not least, mark your calendars folks, because Chapter 5 is set to be released in 2024. I don't know about you, but I'll be counting the days until I can dive headfirst into this thrilling conclusion. So who's ready to face their darkest fears? I know I am. So, that's so far everything we know of her journey, and I'm very sure in chapter 5 we will find out what exactly happened to Elise. Although I do have one small prediction, and that Elise will play an important role in chapter 5 as one of the monsters, as it was confirmed that there will be several endings. So I theorized that on one ending we're gonna have to fight against Elise as a monster and end up killing her. And in the other ending, we're gonna save Elise, probably hence that's the good deed and the redemption that Dog needed to move on to heaven. This theory is heavily implied, specifically after Vince confirmed that Elise will play a role in chapter 5. So let me know your thoughts and predictions for the upcoming chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you're curious more about other games I go and geek about, why don't you go into my channel and see more of my content? You never know, you might find something you would really enjoy. And hey, if you did enjoy the content, why don't you click the subscribe button and punch the bell so you don't miss any future uploads? It would really help to grow this channel immensely, even if it was just one person. Anyway, don't forget to like and comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video.